Greetings, I'm Rainverse, and this video is not late, believe it or not. I wanted to wait until after the SGF trailer to make this video because after the state of play trailer that we got, we found out we were getting another trailer very shortly afterwards, and I thought, hey, they're probably meant to go together. So I thought, hey, you know what? Let's wait. Let's just wait a bit and get the video out then. That way I'd have all the information. Now, one thing I won't be talking about in this video is the railgun dragon seen at the end of the SGF trailer. We're going to have another video about that. I've got a lot to say about him. But what we've learned in the two Monster Hunter Wilds trailer we've seen so far, starting with the monsters, at least the ones we have names for. First up, we have probably my least favorite of the three that we have names for. That would be Doshaguma. It's fanged beast, travels in packs, doesn't look very cool. It's giving Arzuros, but not as cute, if that makes any sense. It looks like a big bear dog thing. I don't know, I'm just not really feeling this one. It travels in packs, apparently, so that's gonna be fun. Second up, we have Chattacabra, which I actually really like. It's an amphibian, like one of my personal favorite monsters, Tetsukabra, from Monster Hunter 4, the best Monster Hunter game. This one uses its saliva to stick rocks to its forelimbs. I feel like we've seen that before. Was it... oh, what was its name? I can't remember. The big gorilla from Sunbreak. I can't remember what its name was. It's one of the lords or whatever. I don't know. So it reminds me of that in terms of sticking rocks to it, but otherwise it looks very much like, you know, it looks in the vein of Tetsukabra, which I really like. I'm excited to see what its weapons might be. And if it's anything like Tetsu, then the fight should also be pretty good. I also really like the color they've got here. I'm really, really looking forward to this thing's subspecies, because I'm sure it'll look cool. There's a lot you can do with like a frog or toad-inspired monster. They can have all kinds of patterns, because we've got the two different versions of Tetsukabra that look really cool. So, up on number 3. Number 3 is my personal favorite of the ones we have names for. It's Malahara. This is a sand leviathan of some sort. However, what I really like about it is that its movements, its animations that we saw in the second trailer, remind me a lot of Kuaru Seppusu from Frontier. And that's one of my favorite Frontier monsters, and I still think we could get that monster in Wilds. I mean, they've already got the Leviathan skeleton, they've got it working on land, so why not, right? Now, one thing about Balahara that I've seen a lot of people mention is it doesn't really look like a Monster Hunter monster. It looks like an alien almost, which we saw Capcom lean into in World with, you know, Xenojiva. Sort of, it looks familiar, but not at the same time. It's got this kind of like predator mouth going on. It doesn't have any eyes that I can see, and it seems to have this glowing energy in its mouth. I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm very excited to find out. Like I said, one of my favorites from these trailers, and definitely a big indicator that Kuaru Seppusu could make it in. That's pure copium for me, though, or hopium, I suppose. Now, another interesting thing that I learned, because I thought, you know, Doshaguma, I thought it might be like a play on its Japanese name, because in the Japanese version of Monster Hunter, oftentimes large monsters that have smaller variants, like, you know, the Jagras and the Great Jagras, will be called Dos, you know? Like, in Japanese, the Great Jagras is Dos Jagras, right? So I thought maybe this is like a Dos Haguma and there'd be smaller Hagumas, but no. To my surprise, all of the names for the 3 currently revealed monsters are the same in English as they are in Japanese. So we've got Doshaguma, Chattacabra, and Balahara, which is very interesting because usually there's some difference in the names, or at least as far as I'm aware. I mean, you know, we've got the most common difference in, you know, Miraborius being Fatalis' Japanese name, and then we've got the rats being Leolius and Leolia. Now, in addition to the monsters, we've learned a few things about the gameplay. First of all, the the Slinger, rather, is making a return as the Hook Slinger, which I still think we have a chance of getting the Clutch Claw back as well. I mean, it's already got a hook on it, so why not, right? Secondly, and potentially most importantly, we get to wield 2 weapons this time. Or, well, we can switch between 2 weapons out in the field by stowing one away on our bird, our sacred, our little chocobo companion, if you will. Now, the idea, I'm assuming, is that you'll use one Blade Master weapon and one ranged weapon. However, you could also do something weird like having, I don't know, different element dual blades or switch axes or charge axes or two bows. Who fucking knows, man? Personally, I think I'm going to be taking an LBG and my usual switch axe. Let me know down in the comments what weapon combos you're planning on taking out of the field. Okay, so in addition to that, to all of those things, now, there's also a lot of stuff we learned in the interviews that came out recently. I'll get into those in another video. Don't worry. I saw it. I perceived. I'm still going over it. But more importantly, let's talk about the story stuff briefly. Like, I'm not going to go into specifics of what I think the plot will be. We'll have a conversation about that later. What I want to talk about are these two characters. The guild person that seems to be giving the hunter, the player character hunter, their mission to go to the Forbidden Land. Looks like the Ace Lancer from Monster Hunter 4, and also our blacksmith character Gemma appears or seems to be a grown-up Little Miss Forge from the same game. What did Capcom mean by this? I will have a video talking about that in the future. The near future, probably. Well, not super near. We're talking about the Railgun Dragon next. Okay, now we gotta talk about these seasons. So, well, quote-unquote seasons. They seem to function as, like, in-universe seasons where the landscape can quickly change between a harsh one and one brimming with life. I don't know a lot about it. We haven't gotten a lot of information about it yet. It might be in the interviews. I don't know. Like I said, we'll be talking about that next. Literally next. The next video will be about those interviews that I was just talking about. So a lot of publications got interviews, a lot of YouTubers got interviews. I know Maximilian Dude did, of course. So I'm gonna go through all of that and gather all the information that I can and stick it here in a video for you, easily digestible, under 10 minutes, most likely. That way we can just go through it and see what we can talk about next, okay? But after that, we're gonna be talking about the Railgun Dragon. That'll have its own video. I've got a lot to say about it in its 4-second appearance. So we're going to talk about the Flying Zinogre soon, okay? I know that people have gotten names for it already. I know Tsuki on Twitter is calling it Misaka. I have no idea why. I'm just going to call it Nutbuster Dragon. Okay, one more thing. Frontier guides are still on the way. It just takes time because I'm making a whole-ass guide per monster in, like, what is it, the elite ranks? On how to get through them, the problematic ones. It just takes a bit to get the moves down and everything. You know, that way I don't have to do it with a Halkpot like I used to do. Okay, so we've got that coming. Now, before we go, I just want to bring up one more thing. So I know no one follows me on Twitter, and I don't care. Doesn't matter. But very important. So I've discovered how to make movie quality popcorn at home. And I'm just gonna put this here because it's the only way anyone's gonna hear it. Anyway, no one's probably listening to this anyways. But anyway, so what you do is you pop your popcorn, right? Now I've got a popcorn maker, so that's how I do it. It's a hot air one. But after that, you add this stuff. You can get it on Amazon called Flavicol. It's like butter flavored salt. So you sprinkle that on the popcorn as much as you like. You basically want it to turn yellow. That's why movie popcorn is yellow. Like I said, you can get that stuff on Amazon. Then you use not butter. You don't put butter on it, okay? That'll make the popcorn soggy, so don't do that. What you use is this butter-flavored oil topping, okay? That's what's on the theater popcorn. You drizzle it on there, you shake up the popcorn to get it all, like, coated, and then you do it again. You do it as many times as you want. As buttery as you want. Don't do that with Flavicol. It's salty as fuck. And then you've got movie-quality popcorn. Tastes just like the theater. I had my mind blown. I also ordered 8 pounds of popcorn kernels to do this with, so don't do that. That's a lot of popcorn. Anyway, okay, so outro time. If you made it this far in the video, just please understand that this was unscripted, right? I am literally doing this while Street Fighter 6 is downloading on my PC. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell me to go and, hunt myself. As always, I've been Rainverse. I will be back again after an indeterminate period of time, whether either of us like it or not. All right, see ya. Later, go get my dinner out of the oven.